So moving on to the next one. Am I the asshole? Wife's family wants to move in with us, and we said no.
How big is the family?
Usually it's probably the right decision to say no, but let's get into it. 3 years ago, the wife's mother and boyfriend moved out of the state to go live with grandma. Years later, now, grandma passed and mother-in-law wants to come back to the area. They have unrealistic expectations of being able to find property as they both have very little income. My wife has 3 brothers. One brother is isolated and blocked all communication. James lives cross country and Tom lives close to us. James and Tom keep in touch with brother-in-law with mother-in-law and are trying to help. Tom, one of my wife's brothers, always was very vocal of taking care of mom when grandma passed. Now that she has passed, he has no room and can't take care of mom until years from now after making false promises. My wife and I are the only ones that own property, so we are looked at as the ones that should house mom. My wife has had very minimal contact with her mother in the 10 years of marriage. Not once did we ever pretend to be able to help. We live our own life and have never asked any of them to help or opinions. Whenever we get contacted, it's because something is needed. We said no to housing them, but offered our time to help find a reasonable priced place. However, every reasonable option seems to have an issue. They basically made poor decisions and have some options, but are treating us like we are the only option. Now we are being pushed by each sibling to make a temporary commitment to house mother-in-law, boyfriend, and animals. Are we the assholes for standing our ground and not accommodating?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. No.
You are not responsible for their life choices, and their life choices have led them here.
And also, like, what the fuck? The brothers are trying to pressure you into doing something you didn't agree to. You never said that you were going to agree to it, and the fact that they keep reaching out to you for just to ask you for things, that's a red flag.
No,
your wife hasn't really had much contact with her mom in the last 10 years of your marriage. But just cut her off.
No, cut her off. Boyfriend and animals can figure out what to do on their own.
You already offered help to help them find options that were reasonable, and they're saying there's something wrong with every option. No, they're not grateful for the help that you're offering, and they just want you to put up with them, and then they're going to make your life miserable.
They sure are.
You're going to be so regretful if you let them into your home.
Yep. And then you're come back going to be like, am I the asshole for wanting to kick out my mother-in-law and her boyfriend and their shit dogs or whatever?
Yep. I would go not. I think this is extreme, but I would go no contact. I would, even with the brothers, I would be like, you guys don't even care about me. Or
one brother
already did. That probably tells you something. If one brother is already is isolated and blocked off communication, has gone no contact, why? Do you know why? Did they ever say why? Was it out of the blue? Do you know the history of this situation? There's probably a really good reason for it. And I'm like,
probably because he doesn't want to deal with mom's bullshit.
Yeah. And if you're already feeling that way, you've already put a lot of distance between you and your mother, just cut them off.
No. Why do they have to leave the state that they're in where they're taking care of grandma? Maybe that state's more affordable.
Could be.
Why are they trying to? I don't know.
Also, I'm like, where were they? I'm curious about, like, they were staying with grandma in another state. Did grandma have a house?
Like, why grandma renting? Like, why didn't they take over whatever grandma had?
Exactly.
I'm curious. I was like, can you get some more info?
Need way more info than this. Yeah, but I would say, no, you're not the asshole.
You are absolutely not.
Don't let them move in with you. No. And I would go no contact with your whole family. That whole family. I'd be like, it's done.
Sounds like a mess.
It's just not worth your time. All right, let's see what other people said. Not the asshole. You're like, this will not be a temporary commitment. Yeah. Since your wife has very little contact with her mother, I think it's totally fair that all you and your wife want to do is help with finding a place, but obviously not take them in. Yeah, you need to stand firm.
Yeah, don't take them in.
Sucks if they haven't planned for old age, but they got to figure it out.
If you are in the U.S., it is very difficult to get people out of your home if you allow them to move in. Yep. They do quickly obtain legal rights of the residents and will refuse to leave voluntarily. It is.
That is very true.
That's very true.
Yeah. Don't let them in.
Don't let them in.
Don't let them in. Don't even let them spend a night there. They'll never leave.
That's true.
Yeah. And the one brother doesn't have the space. Surely has some money around that he can help mom, while 2 out of the 3 are helping. Yeah. Let's see, anything else? Yeah, there's no discussion.
Yeah, they probably have an issue because of their animals, but it's like that's their issue.
Or maybe they have a bad rental history and have poor credit or something like that.
Maybe.
And then they have limited options, but it's like.
But that's those are the choices that they've made, and you're not responsible for.
These people are adults.
Choices. Yes, absolutely.
Adults, older than you.
Yep.
Yeah, not the asshole. It seems your wife doesn't even have a close relationship with her mother. You also don't know how long this temporary commitment would last for. Mother-in-law and boyfriend might very well refuse to leave your home once you're there.
Yep.
Yeah. This person said, my husband and I invited his mom to move in with us both. And both had major regrets afterwards. Just don't do it. I learned a lot about narcissism and feel like I understand my husband and his childhood a whole lot better now.
Damn.
But it was a very hard lesson. Don't be like me. Just skip that whole process. We would be super reluctant to have anyone live with us again. I was so afraid that she would never move out, but she finally did. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't owe people anything.
You don't.
Even if they
birthed you. You don't owe them anything.
Even if they birthed you.
You didn't ask to be born.
Nobody asked to be born.
No one asked to be born. So you don't.
None of us asked to be here. We're just making the best of it.
But parents in some cultures will put this expectation on children that they have to take care of their parents. And that is just a belief. It's not a fact. You don't owe anyone anything, especially if they treated you badly.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely not. It'd be different if she was like a great mother and did all these things for you and you guys were super close. And I can understand,
that would be different.
But it's like, doesn't sound like it. You haven't talked to her in 10 years, basically.
Yeah.
Like, no. So
no, not the asshole.
Not the asshole.
Didn't come back.
They did not come back. So, all right. Moving on.